Now, starting with our biggest story, we're tracking the United States is gearing up to host the APEC Summit in November. Expectations are building that Xi would meet with Biden on the sidelines of APEC after missing a chance for a face-to-face meeting at the G20 in India. But will the Chinese president skip San Francisco summit, fearing embarrassment on the world stage? Earlier, with no official explanation, Xi Jinping did not go to the G20 summit in New Delhi this month. Chinese Premier Li Qiang attended in his place. The decision prompted the United States to say China was giving up on the G20 and was building an alternative world order. President Xi Jinping is under pressure at home, delivering the National Day speech. He said, and I quote, "The road ahead will not be smooth. China's economy is showing signs of weakness. The storm clouds continue to persist. The data shows missed growth expectations and consumers remain cautious." Now, as President Xi Jinping reasserted the power of Communist Party within the economy and redirected Chinese business inward, Chinese trade is under threat. China, long described as the workshop of the world, remains highly dependent on exports, making it vulnerable to changes in the global economy. Now, the threat of recession in US and Europe, combined with galloping inflation, is weakening international demand for Chinese products. And then there are signs of political turmoil in Beijing. The US government believes China's defense minister is the subject of an investigation by Beijing and has been relieved of his duties. Earlier, Chinese foreign minister inexplicably disappeared and was ousted from his post in July. China also replaced the leadership of its rocket force, the army unit that oversees its nuclear arsenal, in July, with its former commander, not seen in public for weeks before the change. Now, remember, the United States and China have one of the world's most important and complex bilateral relationships. Since 1949, the countries have experienced periods of both tension and cooperation over issues including trade, climate change, and Taiwan. Dialogue between Beijing and Washington has been gradually resuming despite tensions. Now, Beijing has been critical of Washington's continued attempts to deepen military alliances in the Asia-Pacific region. It has particularly disapproved of bases that the US military is building in the north of the Philippines, facing democratically governed Taiwan. China has long advocated partnerships rather than alliances and is not part of any military bloc. Its sole remaining ally after the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991 is North Korea, to which China is bound by a 1961 treaty to come to its defense if attacked.